All right, guys. So I've got a John Stossel video here that I'm going to react to. I think it makes some good points. Just want to give you my 2 cents and thoughts on what's going on in the world. So let's go ahead and get started.
Used by some American ports are remarkable.
Containers are lowered onto trailers, and within seconds, those trucks drive off. They know where to turn, where to drive, and there are no humans in sight.
No humans is why some union longshoremen are mad.
Thousands of union dock workers across the country are.
Yeah, I'm going to be pausing it a lot just so I can give my 2 cents. Yeah, they're mad because their good paying jobs that give them a living are being taken, and we all know these companies aren't going to pay them a pension. They're not going to pay them diddly squat. Now, if I was a worker and if it was me, instead of protesting like this, these companies don't care. They're not going to change their mind because you decide to wave a flag outside their property. They're just going to keep going about their day. I would try and make a deal if I could. Hey, let's make a deal. You want more efficient work, you want to make more money. Could you pay us something until I can find a new job? Like, could you give us a severance package or something, at least until they can get a job. Some companies will do that if they're not complete corporate greedy pieces of crap. But that's what I would try and do. So I would definitely try and negotiate maybe a severance package if they're going to lay everyone off, because they don't need them anymore, especially if these machines. Or you could even say, hey, would you be willing to train me to fix these machines when they break? Because you could get severance, go find a job, and you could just be on call for when those machines break. You go out, you go fix them, boom, they're back up and running again. Those machines eventually will break. They're not going to fix themselves. Someone has to do it. So that could be good job security. If you're willing to look for things, in my opinion, I think you could find resolutions. That's if the other party is willing and able to work with you.
Are striking for the first time in nearly 50 years.
Our main focus right now is automation. Automation. We can't have automation.
They're demanding a total ban on automated cranes.
Well, you can't stop that. The world is heading towards automation. That's why you need to start investing into things that are going to make the world invest in automation. I'm invested into self-driving cars, and I think that's going to be the future. I really think cars are going to just go up, shoot up, and people, instead of owning their cars, they could just go ride a car for like pennies a day. Less cars on the road means it's going to be cheaper to get these cars fixed and maintained and safer. I think automation, if done right, could help society, not hurt it.
Cranes, gates, and container moving trucks.
They paused their strike when they got a raise, but Union President Harold Daggett says we'll strike again in January unless
Sounds. I mean, they got a raise.
we get a total ban on automation.
If I don't get that, I'm not coming back to the table.
He's clear about how closing his ports will hurt American workers.
Guys who sell cars can't sell cars because the cars ain't coming in off the ships. They get laid off. Construction workers get laid off because the materials aren't coming in. The steel's not coming in. The lumber's not coming in.
Yeah, that's
they
not,
lose their
that's
job.
not
He
the
doesn't
dock
care
workers' problem.
because his
That's
only
just a
priority is how do I enhance
supply and
my
demand
special
problem,
interest group.
Economist Leah Poligashvili.
They're saying,
Lower
we don't
my
care if these other
camera
jobs are
looks
destroyed,
stupid.
as long as we
Yeah,
get what we
exactly.
want.
But there's a cluelessness to his demands because banning automation will also hurt his members.
Yeah,
They'll save some jobs today, but they'll destroy a lot more jobs in the future.
Because Daggett's union only controls East and Gulf Coast ports, and shippers now have choices. They'll just send the stuff to automated ports.
Yeah, that's right. Over the long run, we're actually going to see less business and less activity in the Stone Age ports.
You call them Stone Age ports?
Well, they want to ban, for example, opening and closing of port doors.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I mean, you can't stop it, because if you do that, then it's just like they're saying, they're just going to take their business elsewhere, and you're going to lose your job regardless. Like, you need to again, figure out a deal. That's what I would recommend. Is my suggestion foolproof? No, but it's better than, it's funny how these dock workers, as soon as they get what they want, they stop striking and then they go back to work. But you can't ban automation. It's happening whether you like it or not. It's here to stay.
They want to have guys pulling the...
Yes, they want to have guys opening and closing the doors, by themselves.
It's so absurd. I want to
that's really
yell at
stupid.
him. You're killing your own business. And even though he rightly complains about safety,
The jobs on the waterfront are very dangerous. We've had 17 people killed in the last 3 years.
but that's an argument for automation.
Yeah,
We just had a kid
that's
killed in
really
Houston.
bad.
Why does he go on like that? He's arguing against
I know,
himself.
that's bad. Yeah, we just had a guy, 17 people die in 3 years. Let's do the math here. So I'm gonna grab my calculator. We'll do this with you. I mean, that's a lot if you really think about it. So there's 12 months in a year, and 17 people die, right? So the 36 divided by 17. So that's like what, two? If is that right? Am I going crazy? Let's see. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. That's like almost okay. 17 deaths in 3 years. Actually, we could just do 17 divided by 3, and that would give us our total. 3, 6, 9, 12. That's almost like 5 people a year. That's freaking crazy. That's bad. That is not good. That's like every 2 months someone gets killed. If you were working a job for a year and you had a, you know, 25% chance to get killed, that's crazy. I mean, I'm
I
not
see
good at
why he
math, so
wouldn't
don't-
agree to an interview. Automation, by having machines do dangerous
Yeah,
jobs,
this is good.
will make
Like,
his ports safer.
If you care
it'll make
about
ports
the
safer.
safety of
Exactly.
these
It'll
workers,
make
you
ports
should
safer.
enhance
Won't have to
their
do
jobs
these
and make them
insane
safer
jobs.
and better. And the only way you can do that is with technological advancements and automation.
And there's lots of room for him.
And I get their side too. Like, they don't want to lose their good paying job, but again, but I feel like in what I've seen when I look into this through history is people generally don't like change. So like, oh, my way of life is going to be ruined. But usually throughout history, there's been better jobs and better, higher quality jobs to replace those jobs that we've lost. So if this happens, they still are going to need people to maintain these machines. These docks probably need hundreds, if not thousands, of these machines to maintain these docks. You could train you guys could, like the dock workers and the owners could train all these people on how to fix these big machines. It takes a lot of people to keep these machines up and running, and they constantly have to be maintained. So that's a new job, and that's a better quality of life job. You're not going to have to open big doors. You're not going to have to expose yourself to huge risks and get killed. I think that's what they should be looking towards, is you're still getting paid good money, and they could pay. I mean, these are big diesel machines. These aren't little cars. These are big, huge parts. And if you've ever worked on a diesel, I've worked on a diesel, those tires are like this freaking big, and they're like at least 60, 70 pounds. They're pretty heavy tires, like it's not for the faint of heart. Like,
Improvement.
America has some of the
that's
least
safer
efficient
than
ports in the world.
what they're doing.
Not a single American port ranks in the top 50 worldwide.
US ports are generally speaking much less efficient. There's several explanations to it. Number one is...
And also the other thing is we're in a globalized economy. Now we're competing with other countries. Like, if we expect to be competitive, we have to invest in this stuff. We cannot stay in the Stone Ages.
lack of automation.
Sorry.
Other countries have used automated cranes for years.
Yeah.
They're 80% faster than human-operated cranes used at some American ports.
The best ports in the world are Asian and kind of Middle Eastern ports. They allow for innovation and technological advancements. If you look
Turn my
at
volume up.
videos of Chinese ports, they're actually sitting behind a computer screen and directing the port activity through the computer screen. And that you might say that's a better job.
I bet there are fewer of them.
We could do
Some
that.
port jobs will
Why can't
definitely
we
be
do
lost,
that?
but that's not a
Because
bad thing.
people
If you look
don't
at it
see the bigger
historically,
picture.
we
They're
had
looking
hundreds of
at the here
thousands
and
of
now.
blacksmiths
And
and
they're gonna
candle
bring up my point, I
makers
bet.
and watchmakers.
Those jobs and many others were destroyed by new technology. But unemployment didn't surge. New jobs emerged
Yeah,
that
and he's-
people then
again,
hadn't
he's proving my
imagined.
point. Yep.
Pilots,
Bringing that up.
programmers, mechanics,
Yeah.
electricians, medical technicians. That's capitalism's creative destruction.
Yep.
It constantly creates new jobs, and that makes most everyone richer.
Support the coalition of obsolete industries?
Under the union's logic, we should have banned things like flush toilets.
I used to have to clean people's toilets, empty them from the alleyway behind the house, and now flushing toilets and plumbing has taken away my job.
Electricity has taken over my profession. If we don't stop progress, how will anyone ever have jobs?
That's what the media sound like when they cover automation.
Close to 50% of the workforce being completely eliminated, as in no more jobs for them.
No, that's not true. There's going to be jobs. What they're not telling you is that when one thing gets filled, another demand has to be met. Like my point earlier, sure, the docks are automated, but the machines still have to be maintained. You still have to swap parts out. Things still fail. You still have to make sure these machines are doing their job right, because machines aren't perfect. They make errors. I mean, go look up any Waymo accident and what happened. Either the tech failed, or some idiot was doing something stupid because they didn't like automation. But the point being, you still need a human touch to make sure things run smoothly. So you're still going to have job security.
You get this media bias where you focus on the one worker who lost their job.
After I lost my job, everything went downhill from there.
Because the media can see the lost jobs.
That's right.
The media are bad at paying attention to all the new jobs that replace them.
That reporter doesn't follow up with the worker 2 years later, but research does. And research shows that that worker then gets a new job.
And on average, better job.
They do better jobs and higher wages.
Higher wages because innovation helps people do more. Look at construction.
Introduction of bulldozers, crane trucks, and all these tools have made the construction industry and the construction workers better off. It's more efficient and more productive, and the real wages of those construction workers increase.
Machines got to stop.
By fighting machines, union leaders don't protect workers. They hold us all back from a safer, wealthier future.
Oh, these are the automated ones.
Thanks for watching this video. If you're feeling generous, please consider supporting.
Yeah, and so yeah, that's basically my 2 cents. I do agree with a lot of what John Stossel says. I'm going to leave the link for the video in the description, so if you don't want me pausing and commenting on it, you can watch it yourself. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe. But definitely, I do check your comments. I do want to build a good community here of just, you know, every different opinions and walks of life, and we can have good discussions. I'm definitely open to having a discussion on this. Thank you.